Yo, it's your friend neighborhood Turtle here, and today we will be reviewing the KBC-70, and I gotta say, through marking this thing was a absolute walk in the park. Like, I've marked some difficult tanks before, like, if you're seeing this, of the last stream mark tank review I've made was the 45. I talked about how challenging it was, and I've also marked another tank that was quite difficult to do, was TVP. You know, having to average almost 4,000 damage in a session to try and 3-mark a thing. But this thing, wow, this thing was just really easy. And the marking requirement is actually higher than like the TVP 45 and 23, but it was actually a much more enjoyable experience somehow, which is kind of weird. Now, what's good with a sync? The sync's gun on paper, when you compare it to your more traditional heavies, doesn't look too good, but you have to understand this is a 150mm, and this has to be one of the best like derpish guns in tier 10. Like, it has pretty good accuracy. Better DPM than other tanks like the BZ-75 with a derp gun and the 100 with a derp gun. The penetration is alright, I guess. It could be a lot better. But, pretty good gun depression, solid hurt armor, and a gun which actually isn't that inaccurate. Makes this thing really fun to play, and this thing has really good mobility for a heavy tank. See here, weighs 50 tons, goes up to 43, has pretty good traverse speed, good power to weight. So this thing is fast and it hits quite hard. It's pretty much the Sheridan of a heavy tank, if you kind of think about it. It's just a little rat. And you have tungsten on this thing, so you can deal upwards to like 600 something damage per shot. So yeah, this thing's pretty good. Armor is alright. It's not the best. They did buff it, when they changed it to a tier 10, obviously. But armor before, when it was a tier 9, wasn't the greatest. You could easily just butter through the turret if you loaded heat. Now, not the case. All the calorie changes and getting buffed when it was in tier 10 and the enhanced armor buff actually, means this thing has pretty good armor. So here we are on New Bay for our first game in our marking session here. What do we have against us? We have a M6Yo, 777, 50B, and a Minnow. So they've got a pretty dangerous lineup here. What do we have? We have a Rhino and a 263. So not very fair. We're actually down on heavy tanks, and then they also have like a more of a heavy-ish tank destroyer. So not a favorable lineup for us, but we'll try to make our best here. Do our best. So we'll make our way up to the bridge. I always have the opinion of like going bridge, like you should always go bridge, but I feel like over time, that sentiment's definitely changed. Like, less and less people go up the bridge, and if you go on the bridge by yourself, you can easily get caught out by the enemy. So I feel like going bridge now these days is like 50-50. But still, like, if you go as a team, this is like a really good position. But can't really always bet on that. So we have the triples on here, and we have a lion camping in the back. So we get a nice 624 roll into him. There we go. See the nice tungsten shells in this thing. We have a 777. We have our 263 here to support us. We're gonna try and farm off this lion because he's not that good of a player. He's camping on an auto reloading medium tank, so he's not the best. So we're gonna take advantage of it. We're just gonna try and farm off of him. So here we go. He overpokes. Boom, get another shell to him. And our teammate also gets some shell to him. So he's not, he's not having a good day. He's down all his HP. We have a YOLOing 50B in the back. Enemy Sheridan's dead. Not really sure if this 50B in the back's doing. We have a 777. He bounced him and got a nice shell on him. As I mentioned, you're seeing, not like your traditional heavy where it's like 400 damage. So you can easily outtrade your opponents in this thing as well. So that's pretty nice. See there. Roll that 777 quite good. We have the grill in the back. Let's see if we can get it clear to him. Aiming. Boom, there we go. Again, since you have a higher elf than most heavies, if it wasn't something like an E5, I wouldn't have been able to, clear that grill in one shot. 777 rolls this for 443, but I have way more alpha damage, and I have tungsten shells with a loaded shell, where it goes 648. He does get another shell into me, though, which kind of sucks. Now we have the line here. Probably should have killed him earlier, because now he poses a bit as a threat now, because the thing's still an autoloader. 777 shoots again. Boom, again, another shell to him. So yeah, I'm quite low on HP now, so I kind of have to, start conserving my HP. Maybe not play too aggressive. 263 clears of 777. At this point, I trust my 263 enough to, clear this lion. So I'm just going to turn back and go help my teammates. See, we have the Minnow of one in the back. And going to assume the Yo is probably somewhere around where the Minnow is. So we're going to turn back, help our Sheridan. Our 23 does get cleared, unfortunately. We have a full health Yo and a full health Minnow. So not looking, the odds are stacked against us, not looking too good right now. Yo misses his first shot, I got a shell into him. There we go, and he bounces a shell. So he sinks quite decent turret armor now. Looks like he tried to hash snipe me since he fired AP. 263 has turned back. He didn't clear the line, but he's here to help us, so that's pretty good. The Yo, not really looking where he's going. Gonna shell into him. 263, it's gonna farm out with his amazing DPM. We have a Lion towards down there, so yeah, we're in a pretty good position. We're hold down, we have the high ground. These guys can't really do much to us. Boom, there we go. Minnow's on fire with tungsten. This thing has really good module damage. Like, I've noticed that recently, where, like, I've seen a lot of people, like, showing me, like, how easy it is to, like, damage modules and this thing. Like, I was in the trading room the other day, where I was just in my KBC 70 with some friends, and, like, we're just, like, AM racking 60 TPs. Like, it's pretty easy to think. Because people forget that tungsten, like, lets you, like, tungsten gives you more module damage, essentially, as well. High rolls. But there we go. 5,900 damage. 2 kills. Really good game. So, yeah. See, this thing's worked like a charm. Like, it's pretty just good game overall. There we go. I was kind of hoping that, that somewhere in this game, I maybe got, like, a tiny little RAM, Like, while I was playing this game, obviously, I wasn't even, like, close to anyone this whole game. But yeah, I was hoping I'd get a tiny little nudging that somehow got me over 6K, but nah, I can't really complain there. Went up 7% of my mark, so it was a really good game to start off the marking session. Here we go, our next game to get our 2 mark. We're here on Castilla, and what spawn do we get? We get the bad spawn, unfortunately. I really don't like this map. Like, the spawns are really imbalanced on this map. So yeah, already on the back foot here. What do we have against us? We have an I7, 116 F3, V4, Badger, and a Hori. And then for me, things I got a E50M and a Vickers, so yeah, they've got quite a stacked lineup. Interesting comment by VIO7. No comment. We do have a Kron and a Foch and a Yag, so we have some pretty hard hitters, and also in the Badger. So yeah, I would say the odds are already stacked against this game, just like last game. So we're just gonna make our way towards the medium flank. Going heavy side on Castilla, it just isn't a good play. It just isn't. So yeah, we're just gonna go over here and help out our medium tanks. Slowly making our way here. I'm not really sure what's going on in the chat, but, try to ignore that. Just go in the crossing. I normally don't go towards base A in my heavy tanks. I normally don't like to, because you can easily get shot by tank shores and the medium tanks that do go up into the mountain. But luckily for us, our medium tanks do quickly take hill control, so I don't really have to worry about that, actually. So, good job with medium tanks. We have E50 on here. I get a very lucky shot into him. I'm really surprised it actually penned. I just barely hit his lower plate there. Now, reloading, we have the Hori. Our medium tanks are backing up now, which does kind of suck. Load in a tungsten shell, but unfortunately the Hori does have reactors, so I only do like 400 damage to him, and he easily outtrades me there. I'm not sure why the Hori still has reactive armor, to say, like, it's just free down. Tank of good armor, good mobility, extremely good camo, and the best pen in the game. Why does it need reactive? I don't know, but just the world we're living in, right? Someone has got base A. Oh, we have UCM still in the back. Trying to see if I get a shell on him. Just shot the house. Really bad shot on me. I don't know why I shot that. We still have our whole team back here. A lot of them aren't doing too much. Like the tank stores in the back just aren't really doing anything. So this is like effectively just like a 4v4 right now. That's kind of strange. Trying to see if maybe, like, for his little tiny little gaps in the building, if his ISM would overpoke, get a shell on him. Probably not. We're just waiting at this point. Seeing if maybe the 50M maybe pokes out, maybe, no. So nothing too much going on, just kind of watching, waiting for something big to happen. Get 116 over here on top. Fortunately, this house is in the way, so I can't get a shell on him. I don't want to overpoke and, potentially get shot by taking shores in the back. But we do have our Foch crossing. I noticed that our Foch crossing the river, so I said to go help him push him. Again, why does the Hori have reactive? 560 alpha, and his reactor is making me roll 370. I don't think people realize how crazy it is, though. But anyways, fortunately our Foch is whatever reason is in the river flanking. Good on him, like, guys. He did allow us to push. He clears the Hori, boom, get rid of the I7. 116, it's not gonna have a good day here. So for O by himself, here we go, cap base A. And we are just gonna make our way up here with our teammates here. See here, the game's still pretty even. 116, loaded in tungsten shell, but we just barely get a shell on him. Our Kron blocks our M60 for whatever reason. So now our teammate's unfortunately dead. Our Kron's not doing too good. I'm trying to take the attention of these guys so we can hopefully help my teammates out. Kron is now dead because of Vickers, who's somewhere in the back. Badger gets shown to us. Yeah, things aren't looking too good for us right now. Just backing up in a panic now. I'm only up to 2,700 and I only have 1 kill. So yeah, not the best game for marking right now. With the Badger making his way. Just waiting. Where is he? There he is. See here, I hit like the tiny little side bit of a lower play on the Badger, which for the reason isn't a pen. So this Badger is now just YOLOing us. Fortunately, he does make a bit of a misplay. Overpokes a little too much. So there we go. Get the clear on him. Now our 116 is just YOLOing our 121. Nothing really to do with that. So here I don't have the reload to get a shell into him, and I don't want to like overpoke. He's dead now, so now we're down to 1v4. And which always gets a yeah, it's not looking too good. I get 1 last shell. I think it's the last shell to this v4. Now yeah, everyone's just gonna start YOLOing me. 116, someone gets a shell into me from there, and if GM clears me. Because this thing, despite being a German tank, doesn't actually have a good sidearm, which kind of sucks. So, yeah, unfortunately, the game was a loss. But again, like I said before in some of my other videos, marking doesn't take into account the fact if you win or lose, only your personal performance. So, that game, fortunately, I did enough, just barely enough to get up to my second mark. So yeah, there we go. Not the best outcome I wanted, but still got that mark, right? So here we are, our last game, 3 mark tank, Ghost Factory. What do we have against us? We have the Yo, VK90, CCV Kron, Hori again. So yeah, again, not looking too good on our part. So yeah, common team here, always being stacked, having things stacked against myself here. But we always, push through. So we're gonna make our way to medium flank, or at least I thought we were making our way to medium flank to begin this game. You'll see why we're here later. Me and the I7 are gonna come over here. Help our 907 with some other teammates trailing behind us. So it's gonna drive. Make our way here. Teammates capping base C. See here, our 907 didn't spot anyone. So at this point, yeah, well, we're probably over, base D, the factory, that area. So instead of, going to cap the base for marking speed, I'm just gonna go send it at this point. So we have a 2x8 here in the factory. Rhino and 5A also making our way towards the factory. So yeah, we're just gonna try and surprise this 2x8. There we go. 2x8's pushing up. A Rhino is now entering the factory. Here we go. He has the attention to 2x8, which is going to allow me to sneak up on his rear, get a nice tungsten shell into him. There we go, 600. This 2x8 not having a good day. Rhino full clipped him, and I shot him that. Boom. E3 gets clear on him. Now we have a 6 TP here, and see if I hurry. I'm going to load in a gold shell to see if I can get a shell into him. There we go. And I'm lucky there. Bit of a bad shot. I should have aimed more to the right. I will take the blame on that. But again, Ho-Ray does have a pretty dumb armor profile. So we're just going to make our way down here to CCP. We have our 907 here for support. Our XM is dead, unfortunately. So we have the Ho-Ray and the CCP here. We're going to prioritize the Ho-Ray because the Ho-Ray, it's a rat tank, overpowered. Get the clear on him. There we go. This CCP is now getting sworn by us. So here we go. Try and get to his side. I see here we have just enough pen to go over the plate and boom, and there we go. Get a nice little M rack there. Wasn't really needed, kind of unnecessary, because our 5A would have just gotten clear on him anyways. So yeah, but I'll take the damage and an extra kill. So yeah, this way was able to run away from us before I get a shot on him. Kind of sad. Rhino is now dead. This 907 is just stuck on my side for the reason I'm trying to move up, and he's just in my way. So here we go. Get it shot by the Yo. Again, really good alpha on this tank, so I was able to out-trade him with the tungsten shells. So now we're just going to go over here, get out of the factory, try and help out our E3 here. He gets a shell into the Yo. We're up on base cap. We have 3 base caps, and we're already up to 700, so, I'm trying to, this one I'm trying to, push up on enemies to get as much damage as I possibly can. Say we can get some side shots on the VK. See here, there's quite a bit of stuff you can hide behind. Boom, get a shot into the VK. Nice, 700 max roll. But now we have a T62A here. He does bounces for shots. Here I'm saying SOS because I know this guy could probably kill me here in a 1v1 confrontation. He bounces me again somehow, even though he's like my whole rear inside. Get a nice shot into him. He does get a shot on me back though, but again, I'm saying it's really good alpha, so I easily outshot the guy. 907 gets clear on VO. Now his T-Sway is trying to run away and tunnel my teammate, which don't really appreciate that. 907 shoots him, and 5A shoots him, and I got to clear on him. There we go. We saved him 907, and now, yep, there we go, 1,000 all in the base cap. So here, fortunately, because of the base cap, I wasn't able to go sneak in a little bit more damage on that enemy cron, but we did more of it. Yeah, we did like just enough there. Another, again, just barely pushing to that mark. We got 4,000 damage, 3 clears, 3 kills, and that's third mark. There we go. Easily top team there. We did everything we had to that game to get our third mark. There we go. That's for KBZ. The setting is really, really good. The setting was actually pretty easy at 3 mark, I have to say, again. The good mobility, the decent turnover, and the really good gun this thing has just makes it a really enjoyable tank to play. This thing usually comes out quite cheap because this thing is quite old, and Wargaming sells it quite often. So if this thing ever comes into the store, do definitely buy this thing. This thing isn't really hard to drive. It's kind of your traditional hold on heavy, or just like rich camp. This thing does have 7 gun depression, not ideal, but you can still work with most real giants. So yeah, definitely go get this thing. It's a collector, so you'll make pretty good credits in this thing. So yeah, definitely go get this thing if it's ever in the shop.